Hey second graders, it's Mrs. Barhorst for phonics time. So today we're going to review our new sight words, we're going to review our suffixes, and then we're going to learn a new rule. We've learned a spelling rule. CK is the K spelling in the final position of a short word with a short vowel. We're going to learn a new spelling rule today that's going to really help you when you're spelling words. So let's go and start. This word is don't. Good. Something, there, like a location. Were, won't, your, would, could, and should. Very good. All right, and here's our suffixes from yesterday. This is suffix ing, and it means it's happening right now. This is suffix less, less, which means without when added to a root word. This is suffix s. When added to a root word, it means more than one. And this is suffix ed. And when you add it to a root word, it can make three sounds. D, t, and ed. It makes the ed sound when your root word ends in a T or a D. For example, quilted. You quilted a blanket last year. It means it's already happened. And when it sounds like ed, it adds an extra vowel sound, which means it adds an extra syllable. And we'll review some of those words in a minute here. So real quickly, this is suffix ing, happening right now. Suffix less, less, without. Suffix s, more than one. And suffix ed, already happened with the three sounds d, t, and ed. All right, let's go ahead and get started. We are going to find spelling and high frequency word practice 34. And let's start with our review words. Today our words are going to be with a suffix or with sounds we've already talked about with combinations or digraphs. Please remember what a suffix is. A suffix is a chunk added to the end of a root word which changes the meaning a little bit. So if I had hat as a root word and I added less, it would turn into hatless without a hat. Today our first review word is going to be sanded. I sanded the wood. Sand is the root word, and then add the suffix ed. Go ahead. And ed. Right after you write yours, check your spelling with mine. Remember, it makes the ed sound because the root word sand ends in a D. And it also adds a syllable. Sanded is two-syllable word. The next one is barn. Repeat barn. Has a combination in the middle. Go ahead and write it. B. R, like a jar of stars. Check with mine. Barn. And number 3 is form. Sometimes we fill out a form at the doctor's office, or if you have to form the letter S, you make the letter S. Form. Repeat form. Okay, write it. Or. Don't forget those phonics dances. All right, check your spelling with mine. Now we're going to go on to some sight words. Sight word number 4 is the word something. Spell some and spell thing. Put it together to make something. Go for it. See if you can beat me out there. Ready? Go. Check with mine. Did you beat me? I bet some of you did. Okay, remember I'm not finger spelling, and the reason I'm not finger spelling is because these are sight words that you have to have memorized by sight, and there's often at least one unfair position that's not going to follow your rules of your phonics. Just got to memorize them and look at them to give yourself visual memory. If it doesn't look right to you, then you're going to want to make a change. Number 5 is there. Repeat. Very good. Like over there in location. Write it. This word also has here in it, like where, and here is a location, if that helps you remember which there this is. Check with mine. Some of you are getting really fast at writing. Next is number 6, were. You were in first grade. Were. Write it. Repeat. Write. All right, kiddos, you can go ahead and lay your pencil down and check that one with me. All right, hopefully you've already checked that. I'm going to go ahead and cover it up. Today there is a very special rule that I wanted to talk to you about that we're going to learn. Whatever you do, do not tell your older brothers and sisters about this rule because they're going to think you are way too smart for them. It's a very, very good rule that's going to help you. The rule we're going to learn today is called the floss rule. Now, it's not the floss dance, although you can get up and do the floss a little bit if you're getting tired, but it is called the floss rule. Who can tell me out there how the word floss is similar, or what letters is spelled in the word floss? Like you floss your teeth. Floss is spelled F-L-O-S-S, and that's a little clue at what we're going to learn. Okay, so let me show you the rule first. Take a minute to look over that. Now this means f, ul, and s. Okay, now I'm going to tell you about it. This rule tells us that when a one-syllable root word has a short vowel sound followed by the sound f, ul, or s, those sounds are usually spelled with a double. FF, LL, or SS. The reason we call it a floss rule is because floss is spelled F, which is one of those sounds that we double, L, which is one of those sounds that we double, and S, which is one of those sounds that we double. Plus the word floss is a floss rule word, okay? It ends in a S sound. It's a one-syllable word with a short vowel, okay? When you see the word floss, you don't say floss. Your dentist doesn't say floss your teeth, okay? You just say floss. So you don't really hear it. That's why it's important to understand the rule when spelling. Okay? I'm going to give you a couple examples. So here are some examples of when you double the f sound at the end of a word. Remember, the word has to be a short, one-syllable word with a short vowel sound, just like the CK spelling rule. So cuff, like a hand cuff, ends in f. It's a short word with a short sound, so I double the F. Here's the next word, staff. Those who are working at school are staff. Staff is a short one-syllable word. Staff has a short A sound, ends in f, so you double it. And stiff is an example of this as well. Stiff, like you sleep on your neck funny and your neck is stiff. Okay. Another example is when there's a ul sound in the final position of a short word with a short vowel. And you can see the double L at the end of these three words. Here's the word doll. Doll is one syllable with a short vowel, so the ul is doubled at the end. Hill and well are also floss words. They end in an ul, so it needs to be doubled because it's a short word with a short vowel. The last letter to look at, the sound is s. When a short word with a short vowel ends in s, it is doubled, like boss, miss, and pass. Okay, and that's it. That's the end of the floss ruled spelling. Okay, all right. We're going to go ahead and go back to your workbook. And let's take a look at number 7. Now, when we say f, like fish, we always write an F in our sound banks when we review our sounds. But now, f can also be spelled with 2 F's in the final position. So repeat after me. F. Good. Write f, F. In the final position, it's F, F. Okay. Now when we write L like lion, we have an L, but we also have in the final position a double L because of that floss rule. When you're fingerspelling and you hear L in the final position of a short word after a short vowel, it's probably doubled. Number 9, S, repeat. Good, like sun. It's an S, but in the final position of a short word with a short vowel, it's a double S because of that floss rule we learned today. Now let's write some words that follow this floss rule. Let's spell the word gruff. Repeat. Gruff. Very good. The 3 billy goats gruff. Or sometimes when we were a little grumpy, we can be gruff. So gruff is spelled G-R-U and F. I hear the F, gruff, but I have to know that spelling word. I have to double the F because I know the spelling rule floss. It's a short word and ends in an F, L, or an S, a F, S, or an L sound. You double it. Okay, number 11 is the word spill. Repeat. Spill, very good. Write it. Oh, I'm doubling the L because I know the floss rule. Number 12 is dress. Repeat word. Dress. Very good. Let's spell it. Der. Nice blend there. S. One sound, but 2 letters represent that one sound because we know the floss rule now. All right. We're going to go ahead and do a dictation sentence today. Please focus on sentence structure. What belongs in a good sentence? Well, in a good sentence, we're going to want to make sure when writing we have capital letters at the beginning, we have spaces between our words, and we have punctuation at the end. Okay? The different ending marks could be a period for statements and commands. Could be a question mark for questions, and could be an exclamation mark for excited emotional sentences. So here is your sentence. The rock was stuck in the mud. Repeat that with me. The rock was stuck in the mud. Good, let's write it. Let's start with the rock. Capital letter. This is a sight word you should know how to spell. Space. Rock follows our CK, sound in the final position of a short word with a short vowel. I know it's CK in the final position. Now let's spell was stuck. Was is a sight word. Space. Stuck spells stuck. Finger spell that out if you need to. I know it ends in CK because it's a short word with a short vowel. Now we're going to write in the mud. Repeat that. In the mud. In and the are 2 sight words, and mud is a very fair word to fingerspell if you need to. But be careful, the D starts like a C, and then you can draw the line. Now what kind of sentence is this? It's a telling sentence. It's a statement. I'm just telling you about the rock. So we're going to put a period there. If you need some extra time to catch up on this page, please pause, get caught up, and then hit play again. We're going to move on. The back of this page, please do the high frequency word box with your teacher at home. There's extra lines if you guys want to practice another dictation sentence. Today's worksheet is going to include some short stories with questions, and these are going to have floss ruled in them. I can already see spill is a floss rule, and it's got an ed suffix at the end. So that's two things that we've learned just in the last 2 days inside of these sentences. Let's do it together. Go ahead and RUW. We're going to practice using the RUW strategy and practice restating complete sentences using words in the question to help us. So number 1, after the milk spilled on the carpet was a big mess. What spilled on the carpet? I read. Let's go back and see what to underline. Spilled on the carpet. Spilled on the carpet. Spilled on the carpet. Milk spilled on the carpet. There it is. So I'm going to cross out my U. Now I'm going to look at how do I restate my question. What words can I use in my question to help me? What spilled on the carpet? The question word what is not going to help me when I'm restating a question. Spilled on the carpet. I'm going to use those words when I write my answer. So I'm going to highlight it so you see it. You don't have to highlight at home if you don't have a highlighter, but I'm going to use these words in my answer to help me make a complete sentence. What spilled on the carpet? Right here. Milk, I need to change that to a capital letter, just like our dictation sentence, we have to have capital letters at the beginning. Spilled on the carpet. Spilled on the carpet. Spaces and period. And I wrote my complete sentence. Milk spilled on the carpet. And I was able to read my floss words inside my story. Okay, please go ahead and finish this whole worksheet on your own. Include your RUWs. Try to use words from the question to help you restate your answer. Okay, use questions to help with your complete sentence. And remember all those pieces and parts of what a sentence should look like. Good luck, friends. Pause the video now. And then when you hit play, I'm going to show you the answers. So hopefully you've already done your work. And here are your answers. Oh no, it ripped. I highlighted what was there that helped me restate the question in my answer. I RUW'd and underlined, and I used complete sentences. So pause the video, check your work. If you just answered with 1 or 2 words, that is not a complete sentence. You got to go back and write in a complete thought. Okay? There are more on the back if you need some extra practice. And just pause the video and check your work, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys. Oh, I should review the floss word again right before we go. The floss rule is when a 1-syllable root word has a short vowel sound followed by the sound f, o, or s. It's usually spelled ff, ll, or ss. All right, friends. Check your work. See you next time.